Through Bad Batch, we got 3 seasons of extra detail between the Revenge of the Sith and the Rise of the Empire. But some details we didn't actually get much into was around Captain Rex. Welcome to Star Wars Uplink. So in Season 2, we got some details around Captain Rex and a little bit of Commander Cody, but he dropped off the face of the planet, seemingly out of the Empire's control, and then just was like, okay guys, see you later.
Peace.
Never saw him again. But someone we did see again in Season 3 was Captain Rex, at least for just a tiny bit.
Yeah, so refresh my memory. What was the last scene that we saw of him?
I think in Season 3, it was the Chuchi piece with the Senator. That so tiny little bit in the episode where they kind of go back to Coruscant. They show some context around, oh yeah, Senator Chuchi is still doing this. She's still working on that. And Captain Rex is still doing stuff.
Right.
And then Season 2, we got a little bit more explanation in terms of what's going on with them. Echo is still working with them in this time frame. And we know that Captain Rex has a pretty long life because we see him in Rebels. But we don't know much about this middle time period and his efforts to help the clones in the galaxy.
Right. So pretty much all we know for sure is that he's running this organization, kind of this ragtag, almost guerrilla group of like clones and their...
It's like the Clone Rebellion.
Yeah. Clonebellion. So they're just like running around Coruscant mostly.
Well, going all throughout the galaxies, trying to help clones to basically have a better life and also to help take down the Empire in one way or the other because of the actions that they took and because of the revelation that Captain Rex had with his chip and the basically mind control that the Empire took on the clones. So there's a lot of context, there's a lot of details, there's things that they could go into that they just chose not to in the Bad Batch. But I want to talk about, like, what could we see? What are some things that we would like to see in this middle time period? If there is another Clone Wars-esque show in this time frame, or maybe a Tales of the Cloning kind of show, what would we like to see in that realm?
I definitely think there's more to explore with the Senate side of things, with Chuchi and all that.
Chuchi and then Bail Organa, like there's a lot of things that are happening around this time period. Again, Bail Organa maybe not in terms of like the official Senate case, because he gets kind of like run out of the Coruscant, but maybe the early days of the rebellion, because he's working on the rebellion as a big key factor in the early days, and the foundation of that could work with Commander Chuchi in terms of like the actual real things that are happening on that side of things. There's a lot of opportunity because the clones are this massive force spread out throughout the galaxy. There are tons of various options and opportunities for stories in terms of identifying the clones that would be willing to participate and free more clones, as well as creating their own rebellion army, pretty much.
Yeah, there does seem like there is this potential of like rallying the clones, and almost it would never come to like a second Clone War or anything. But there does feel like there's a potential for it. Like if you could rally them up enough, if you could bring them together or like somehow band them together, seems like there would be some sort of uprising. Seems like there should be some kind of uprising because they're being treated terribly.
They're treated not as people. They have been, their purpose that they were built for, created for, is no longer a thing anymore. They are aging. Many don't know what the process of aging for a clone is. Many don't know much outside of the war. Some have seen action, some have not seen action. And then the news that, oh hey, the place that you were built and created is gone. And now they are taking you out of your purpose. There's a lot of, like, honestly, really heartbreaking things about the clone story in this time period that I think would be perfect for exploration in like a TV show, a comic, or a video game. Like, I honestly think there would be lots of potential for stuff like this in that time period. And people love the clones. People love that time period because there is a lot of that depth. There is a lot of that fandom. There's a lot of character growth and development and beloved characters in that time period that I think would be perfect to explore.
Yeah. And ultimately what these clones need is a leader. And I think that's where Cody could come in, or
Captain Rex. Yeah, Captain Rex is definitely that leader already, but could use some support.
Could use some support, could use some more, like, he just needs to band them together, you know? Like, there's this great potential of, and like, this is what they were bred for. This is what they were meant to do, is war, you know? Like, it's almost surprising that we don't hear of any kind of clone rebellion.
Yeah. Past the Clone Wars.
Right.
And honestly, like, in this hypothetical, like, theorized TV show, I would love to see it told from Commander Cody's perspective. Like, he went through, he followed the orders, he was a part of the Empire, and then things went sideways, and he came to realize the depth at which the Empire really is corrupt. And I think there would be such an interesting story to go from this person who was brainwashed, did their orders, and then kind of got out of it after they did everything. What does that look like for you to find yourself and then try to redeem yourself through something like what Captain Rex is doing?
Yeah, I could foresee a big turning point again, like with him helping Chuchi and all of them, but then realizing that the Senate A is going to take too long and is not in their favor and stuff.
Turns out the Senate's controlled by Emperor Palpatine, and it's just a farce the whole way through.
The dude that wants to get rid of you guys in the first place. Yep. So, yeah, it would be a really, really interesting story, I think, for him to come to realize that, and then ultimately either just go totally off the rails and like guerrilla group sort of thing, like get in there and start, like, I don't think they'd go all the way to like assassinations and stuff like that, but there is this like potential, this like built up bad juju, bad energy that like they would be harboring, it seems, and like their worth and their purpose is squandered. So what do you do then?
Yeah,
there's a good story there.
There definitely is, and I would love to see it explored in whatever way they want to explore it. I'm there for. But let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Would love to hear your theories around what Captain Rex is doing in this time period. As always, check out our podcast, and may the Force be with you.